Hi, my name is Alan, your academic research coach. I have dedicated my life to simplifying and demystifying academic research, especially for students who feel stuck, confused, overwhelmed, or completely lost in this academic research process. And right now, you could be a complete beginner who has not started anything and you don't know anything about research. Or maybe you have chosen a topic, but you're not sure if it will be accepted and you're there juggling multiple topics. Okay, maybe you have written a few pages but you feel it is still confusing you, or you're a bit disorganized. And also maybe you've submitted something to your supervisor and this guy keeps giving you comments: revise this, unclear, rework this is not academic. And you see that you are running out of time, and now you have even started thinking of getting a freelancer to write this thing for you. So if this sounds like you, trust me, you are not alone and you are in the right place. You are struggling with your research, not because you're incapable, not because you don't have time, not because you're very busy or you're very committed, but it is only because nobody has given you a clear step-by-step guidance on how this thing is done. And that is exactly what we are going to be doing in this particular training. Now, we have prepared a beginner-friendly, practical academic research mini-series, which is designed to specifically help students who want clarity, structure, and real progress. We are not doing theory. We are not impacting knowledge. We are impacting a skill. Now, I can promise you that if you attend this training in the next 5 days, you will get a clear understanding of academic research from first principles. You will practically write your first chapter to completion in 5 days. You will have the ability to reduce supervisor related stress due to the back and forth, okay, corrections that you always make. And you're also going to get a clear way in which you can defend questions that can come from this section. And lastly, you're going to be able to eliminate research anxiety. Now, over the years, I have worked with thousands of students, undergraduates, masters, PhDs, and many of them were in situations that are worse than the one you're in right now. But what can I tell you? They were so confused, they were so frustrated, they were close to giving up, okay? But I can tell you that most of them went through the training and they managed to win, okay? So now, what about you who is even going to go through this training specifically with me? What about you who is going to write your chapter 1 and I'm going to personally review it and give you comments? What about you who even has a laptop? You have internet, you probably have Wi-Fi, okay? And you have the will to finish this thing. I believe that you are even going to outperform all my former students, and you're going to be better than all of them. Now, what actually is covered in the 5 days training? Now, we are going to focus specifically on chapter 1. Other institutions call it section 1, or sometimes the introduction. And specifically on day 1, we are going to be looking at topic formulation and variables. On day 2, we shall cover how you write your academic research background, how you write a funnel-shaped background, how you write a systematic background, and others. On day 3, we are going to cover how you write your problem statement, the ideal, the reality, the problem, the magnitude, and all the questions that could come from that area. Day 4, we cover research objectives, research questions, and hypotheses. Day 5, we do the theoretical framework and the conceptual framework. And as a bonus, we can still go ahead and do how we write the significance of the study, justification, the scope, and the limitations. And by the end of these 5 days, you won't just understand research, but you'll have a real written outcome of your chapter 1 of the research paper. Now, how is this training even delivered? And that is the biggest question. So you see, ideally, academic trainings are delivered live, especially around 8 p.m. of your local time. However, over the years, we have learned a lot. It has shown that fully live sessions often present some practical challenges that negatively affect learning effectiveness. Okay, so we have seen a way in which we can modify this such that it fits everybody. Now, you see that these challenges of doing a direct live training at a certain given hour come with many challenges. One of them are the differences in time zones, where a single scheduled time may not be convenient for everybody. You see that live sessions are also frequently disrupted by interruptions such as unmuted microphones, background noise, and questions which are raised mid-presentation. Somebody has come in late, they're asking what we already covered, somebody comes in early, so things like that always distract us. Additionally, problems with internet connectivity issues, okay? Maybe you have an unstable connection, you have a frozen screen, your delayed audio, you have sudden disconnection, and you can easily miss out. So this can prevent you from following explanations consistently. Also, we have a problem of power interruptions, okay? So maybe you're learning and then your power just goes off. You cannot help it, okay? There are also unavoidable personal and professional obligations, such as work commitments, health issues, family responsibilities, or emergencies, which can just happen and you can't call them. They can just happen and they prevent you from attending the scheduled live training. Now, beyond all those, remember that we said that we want a practical session. And a practical session, sometimes you need to pause, you need to rewind, you need to listen again and see where you had missed. So it is very tricky with a live training. That is something that is very difficult for many of our clients. Now, collectively, all these problems can easily lead to missed lessons, repetition of content, loss of valuable instruction time, and increased frustration of our learners. Now, to address these, as I've said earlier, we have started what we call a semi-live training model. Now, each day of learning, what I do is I record the session that morning and I preload it onto the portal. Okay, so when I load it onto the portal, you can access the lesson at any time during the 12 hours of the day. And you can see that within the lesson, while you're accessing it, you can ask questions directly, you can complete guided activities, you can answer quizzes, you can download supporting materials, you can read structured text-based explanations that I have already put there to support the video. Okay, so what is interesting is that if you ask your question, I am always in the background to answer it there and then in real time at any time that you're watching, as long as it is within that day. Okay, so you see that there we can save a lot of time that we would have used to answer those questions later during the live training. And also, if you like, you can also be able to ask questions within our WhatsApp group that we will have created, and we will learn together with all those ones who have not yet attended. And then when it reaches 8 p.m., when we are doing our live, all we do is question and answer. So I will start with the questions that you will have asked during the day, and then I answer those, even if I will have answered them in text, but I can answer them again. And then those ones that we've not answered, we can answer them again during the live training. So there we shall not have to repeat the lesson, but we shall just be focused on the questions and the answers. Okay, so that is something that can create a lot of flexibility. You do not miss any lesson. All your questions are answered there and then. Learning continues uninterrupted. You receive both flexibility and structured support. And even then, if something happens, life happens, and you miss, you will not have missed a lot. Now, immediately after completing the training, you'll be required to submit your chapter 1, and I am going to review it for you for free, put for you comments, and then see how you can improve it for the better. Now, so how much does all this thing cost? Is it free? So normally, this training goes for around $100. But today, you have come at a time when we have put a big discount. It is only going for $35. And if you want to join, you can just do one thing: fill out the intent form right below this video, and I'll send you the instructions on how to make your payment on your email. I'll also reach out to you directly to guide you further on your WhatsApp number. Now, there's something that is very important to ensure quality interactions, personalized feedback, and proper review of submissions. We restrict the number of or we limit each cohort size, okay, in order to give time to each and everybody. So this intake will only accept 50 learners. So once the 50 slots are filled, the registration closes immediately. Now, I would like to congratulate those ones who have already registered and they have their slots, but we still have a few slots. And I want you to be a part of this and learn with us. So my team and I have even gone ahead and accepted to give an incentive to the early birds. The early birds are the first 25 people to confirm their place in the training. All they need to do is just click the button down there, and it is a button of intent, and then we shall follow up with you on how you make your payment and we book you in the training. So if you're serious with your research, you should submit your intent right now. Now I'll end by reminding you of Einstein's quote: doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is insanity. If you have tried so far and what you have tried has not worked, maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe this training might be the gateway for your academic research success. Let me see you in the training.